Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Code Brat. You know that cold sweat you get right after you hit enter on an SQL update query? Let's make sure you never feel that again. Today, we are breaking down the update statement from the ground, updating single rows, multiple columns at once, even doing math with existing values, and playing with defaults. But most importantly, I am going to show you the safe way to test your queries before moving to production. So let's get started. We update any data of a table only when there is some valid reason, otherwise we do not update it. So let's see all kind of updates with examples. Okay, so the very first update is basic update, and in basic update we can update one row, we can update multiple rows, or we can update multiple columns as well. For this example I will use users table. So I will see first the data, whether we have any data or not in the users table. So I will write select start from app dot users table. Let's run this. So we have 10 rows here, and if you see row number 6 here, is active is equal to true, but I want to change this true to false because this user Charlie is not active now, so I want to update it as false. So let's see how we can do that. Update what? Update the table name, and table name is app.users, and then what? And then set, and then the column name, and column name is active. So update table name set is active is equal to what? Is equal to false, because this user is not active now. Now what will happen if I run this? If you see here, I am updating this table and I am setting this is active column as false, but I am not putting any where condition here. And if I am not putting any where condition, so this means this statement will update the users table with is active column as false for all the rows, not any particular row, because we are not mentioning which row we are updating. So that's why where condition is very important here. We shouldn't update anything without where condition. So I will write here update table name set is active is equal to false, where what? User ID. User ID is equal to 6. Let's run this now. Okay, spelling mistake. Update. Now it's correct. Let's run this again. Yes, one row has been updated. Let's see the data now. If you see row number 6 here, it has been updated and is active is false now. So this user is not active now. But what if I want to update multiple columns instead of just one column? Let's see how we can do that. Update app.users set what? Now I want to change the phone number of the user ID Mega, and also I want to set this true as false. So I can write here set phone number is equal to what? I will change this 219 to 220. Okay, currently it's 19 and I'm changing it to 20 here. Also I want to update this is active column of this particular user. So I will write here comma and then the column name is active is equal to false. Right? Now where condition. We need to write where condition here, otherwise it will update all the data of is active column and phone number column. So that's why I need to write the where condition here, where user ID is equal to 10. Let's run this now. So one row has been updated. Let's see the data again. Yes, row number 10 has been updated. Here if you see, earlier it was 19 and now it is 20 here. And this was earlier true and now it is false. Now suppose I want to update multiple rows instead of just one row. Let's see. Update again app.users table set is active. I want to change is active column. is equal to true. For username 6 and 10, it is false right now because we have changed it to false. Now I want again to be changed it to true. So that's why I'm writing is active equal to true. And I want to change only for these two rows. User ID is equal to 6 and user ID is equal to 10. So I will write where condition here, where user ID in. If I'm writing in here, so that means I can write multiple values here in 6 comma 10. Now if I run this, it is saying two rows affected. So that means two rows has been updated. Let's see this select statement again. Yes, if you see 6 and 10 here, both are true now. So this is how we can update multiple rows as well in a table. And I have already shown you how to update multiple columns. So next part is update without where condition. So this also I have told you why shouldn't we update anything without where condition and what is the reason behind it. So safer approach is always select the data that you want to update first and use where condition. So let's move to the next part, which is update using existing values. And for this I will take plans table as an example. So let's see the data first. Select star from app.plans table. Let's see whether we have data here or not. Yes, we have 5 rows here. Now I want to increase the price of the basic plan by 10%. So how can we do that? With the help of this existing value. So I will write here update. Update what? Update the table name. Update table name set price. Set price is equal to what? I want to increase the price by 10%. So here I will write again price plus 10% of the price. So price into 0.01. So what will happen now? So price will become 199 plus 199 into 0.01. So that is price plus 10% of the price. And for which plan? So where plan ID is equal to 2. Let's run this again. Now let's see the data. So earlier this basic plan was 199 and now it is 200.99. So we have increased the price of this basic plan. So this is how we can update using the existing value. So let's move on to the next section, which is update using functions. What does it mean? So in SQL we have many functions like upper, lower, coalesce, cast, etc. So we can use those functions as well to update something. I will take the example of users table again. Let's see the users table now. Select star from app dot users. So if you see row number 1, which is having username as alpha, is having email ID is equal to alpha@codebrat.com. And now I want to change this email ID in capital letter. So let's see how we can do that. Update app.users table. Set email is equal to. Now I will use the function here. So to make it in caps letters, I will use upper function here. And inside upper function, I will write email. I am using the existing value itself. Just now I have showed you that how we can update something with existing values. So here also I am using the existing value here, upper email, where user ID is equal to 1. What will happen now? Okay, let's remove this where condition now and then run this. 10 rows has been affected, and this is the thing that I was talking about. If you do not put where condition here, it will update all the rows. So let's see the data now. Now all the email IDs, if you see here, has been changed to capital letter. alpha@codebrat.com. Earlier it was all in small letter, right? So this is how we can update using functions. We have other examples as well, for example lower, coalesce and cast, so that we can discuss in later video, otherwise this video will get very long. I will create a separate video for all these functions. Now next is update using equal to default, and for this I will take example of profiles table. Let's see whether we have any data in profiles table or not. Select star from app.profiles. Table name is not profiles, it is user profiles. Select star from user profile, and yes, we have the data here. If you see row number 2 here, kids profile is having value as true, but when we were creating this table, we put one condition, we put one constraint here, that is kid profile will be by default false, but here explicitly we have mentioned it as true. Now I want this profile to be false, but I do not want to mention it explicitly. I just want that default value should come here. So here if we write update statement, update this table, set is kid profile is equal to default. Here I am not specifying whether it should be true or whether it should be false. I am just mentioning that is profile should get its default value, whatever is there in the DDL statement of this table, where profile ID is equal to 2. Profile ID is equal to 2. Let's run this. So one row has been affected. Let's see the data now. So everything is false now. If you see row number 2 here, profile ID 2 here, now it is having false, because by default this is kid profiles have default value as false in the DDL. So that's why it is false now. Here if you see, I have not mentioned whether it should be true or whether it should default. It just took the default value from the DDL. So let's move to the next section, and which is update using coalesce. So this we can skip for now, because this is also one function that I need to explain you in detail.